Hi, I'm Kevin O'Connor, co-founder of Lioco Wine Company, and you are watching Understanding Wine with Austin Beeman. I started making Chardonnay when we were very much in that style of all the celebrated American Chardonnays were all barrel fermented, largely done in a big, big ripe style. And that was the trend and the style at the time. And I think that really took root in the mid-90s and definitely was evident up until about 2000, 2001. And then I think that it really began when we began to see actually a lot of the Southern Hemisphere Chardonnays that came in, some of the Chardonnays from New Zealand, along with the Sauvignon Blanc, and some Chardonnays from Australia, as well as a couple of American Chardonnays that were done in stainless steel solely, if not primarily. This trend began to sort of be explored with using no oak, and people seemed to embrace it because it was an extreme, it was a shift, and there were a lot of white wine drinkers out there that wanted a full, a full-bodied, if not a medium-bodied white wine, but they didn't want all that sort of clunky oak and all of that sort of infusion of vanilla and toast and even texture. A lot of these wines were also high in alcohol, which was almost something that wasn't detected until later on. Then we sort of had the backlash against alcohol, which is another interesting topic. But it was really that these wines were just oversized and overstyled and overproduced in every aspect. And they were too much to drink, and particularly too much to drink with food. And so I think of all these things are sort of happening at the same time, where it was people were drinking more and more Chardonnay and more wine for that matter. They were drinking wine with food, and they realized this highly stylized Chardonnay and this food are really just, they're not compatible. It's like we just can't eat and drink this big and this much. And I really think that was a part of what the backlash was all about, that people really need to be able to drink wine in volume and not get knocked over the head with, with weight and with oak and all of that. And I think that was a part of it. They just wanted something that was a little bit easier on them, quite frankly. And now what's nice is that we haven't given up on barrel fermented Chardonnay, which I think is great. I think it would be a shame if that happened. But I think what's happening is that we're really going back to a more restrained style. And I'd like to make a note that this trend did not just start in America. It was supported by a lot of white Burgundy made in the mid-90s that was just as big and round and rich and over the top as anything you were getting from anybody in Sonoma. So this was an international sort of movement that gained some, liking, and it sort of all petered out at the same time. So if you go, look at current white Burgundy offerings, even from the more modern and less traditional producers, they've toned down their use of new oak, and the wines are, I think, getting back to showing the terroir and where they come from, whether it be from Merceau or Sonoma County. So.